Hi, my name is Jushchyshyn, Drexel University Class of 1993 and Program Director for Animation and Visual Effects. Let's take a look at what's been going on in digital media. Digital media was begun in 1998 as a part of the Cinema and Television Department. Today, it has grown into its own full department with 3 undergraduate majors and 3 undergraduate minors. The highlight of the year is the Senior Showcase, where the senior projects are shown to the world. Let's take a look at the projects that were shown this past May.
Hey everybody, so we are Team Spooky Shoggots, and we are the creators of At the Mountains of Madness, an animated film produced for Drexel University's Senior Project Show.
At the Mountains of Madness is an animated adaptation of H.P. Lovecraft's beloved short story, At the Mountains of Madness. It's a 7-minute animated film which tells the tale of 2 intrepid explorers discovering an ancient hoard deep within the wastes of Antarctica.
Listen to me!
We never should have come to these mountains.
We are Polysquirrel Studios, and we are doing an animated short film called Jura.
So our film Jura is about a protagonist, a young boy, and his curious and adventurous nature that leads him on a journey that shapes the relationship between him and his more stern father. So we knew we wanted to make an animated feature when we first went into the senior project. That's what each of us wanted to accomplish together. And through viewing examples, such inspirations like La Luna that we watched other movies like Pinocchio, we really liked this idea of a father-boy relationship. And although that story has been told a lot of times, we wanted to put our own spin on it, our own experience into it, and come up with something we thought we really liked and we wanted to show to the world.
We are Sweet Roll Studio LLC, a founded company in Philadelphia. Our project is called Malevolence Inc. It's a 2D platforming competitive level building game based around the fictional company Malevolence Inc., which is holding its annual villainy competition to see which villain is the most evil. It's a 2D platforming game where players take turns placing traps down within a level and then run through the level. So it's a local multiplayer game.
We are Identity Crisis Game. The name of our game is Conspicua. It's a point-and-click adventure game that features the role of the unreliable narrator in a narrative story. And we take 2 characters, Trish and Spencer, and you explore a mansion with them.
As you're exploring, you're finding out more about the mansion's inhabitants, and one of the things is they find the stuff that the people have left behind, but they each kind of have their own take on it. Like there's no one there to give them like what happened, so they kind of make their own story that's based on their own biases and opinions. And so the players will be finding out more about what happened, but they're not exactly sure.
We're Seth's Desert. We're making a game of survival of sorts called Terrascape, where the character has to fight for her survival in a constantly shifting environment. Zenobia's a young researcher who's out in the field for the first time. She's sent off from her group to collect some plants for research, and all of a sudden these strange tremors happen. She comes back to her camp, finds it's destroyed, and then she has to go out and try and find the remains of her team while trying to survive with all these strange new monsters and environments that no one's seen before.
We're Team Catfall. The game's called Transcend, and it is a multiplayer action narrative game set in the city of Westphal. And there's two factions, the Mage Knights and the Mavericks. And the Mage Knights have the Mark of Mephisto, which allows them to teleport, but that also makes the citizens afraid of them, so the Mavericks are formed to fight against them, even though the Mage Knights just want to be accepted.
So what I feel is most unique about it is that it kind of, it's a space where players are kind of allowed to do what they feel like. So there are predetermined objectives within the game, but players are free to either just fight amongst each other or not, or follow the narrative or not. So it kind of allows for a lot of emergent gameplay that we're really proud of.
So our project's called Geigen Rain. Geigen Rain is a casual online player versus player strategy game for PC and Mac, in which players compete head-to-head to defeat each other's Geigen. They do this using a range of unique units, and they fight in these massive wars with a very intuitive and simplistic, unique path-drawing mechanic that we've come up with.
In addition to undergraduate studies, the Digital Media Department also offers graduate programs. There's an MS in Digital Media, and brand new this year, a PhD program in Digital Media. We also partner with the Medical College to offer a degree in Biomedicine and Digital Media. The program is extremely intensive, very practical, and research-based. In fact, the university's top awards for graduate study research went to Digital Media students Jason Kirk and Justin Patterson. Let's take a look at what our faculty and students have to say about the program.
Our MS program kicks out the jams. It acquaints students with the luminaries of the field and the problems that they're working on and issues yet to be resolved. It provides them with the skills to tackle those problems.
Because that's really what graduate work is about, is making a contribution into the field that you're going into.
Whenever I want to explore a new topic, there's always a faculty member here who is an expert in it.
Drexel was the only place in the world that what I was doing was actually happening.
As an undergraduate, it's all about creative problem solving. As a graduate student, it's about being creative and identifying problems to solve.
My favorite aspect of the program is this interdisciplinary nature, which is really nurtured here at Drexel.
The quality of who's there teaching us is beyond the standards that are out there in the industry.
You know, if you're going to teach a course, you better teach it damn well.
It's a learning process. I think I learn so much from my students, and I hope my students learn something from me too.
We are a small family.
That's the process that creates this stronger community, this strong tie. But at the same time, we also have these individual projects. Those are the things I'm interested in, I'm curious about, but then they still help each other at the same time too. It's that kind of dynamics, I think, that's what's made the program a wonderful place.
Anybody who can come in, can demonstrate a passion, has to be a good student, but is interested in furthering the industry. That's the person we're looking for.
In my first year, I really kind of was in a dark room trying to find the light switch. By the time I finished, I was ready.
You can go to so many schools out there. If you want to understand why you're doing what you're doing, then Drexel is kind of like the place to be.
Of course, after all their studies, our students become alumni, and when they enter the field, they're busy. Here's a look at just some of the movies and other projects that some of our alumni have been working on.
This is for my dad. What the hell, man? We were just about to play it. What are you doing? We're just about to throw down. It's not your fault. Oh, wait, that's my dad. Don't touch me. What? Do you fill me up?
Rated NFL 16. Rated E for
Oh boy. driver!
Will be unforgettable.
Look, I has found our car.
Now it's all ours, you lose!
Are you trying to drive me crazy?
DreamWorks Home.
I feel I have you at somewhat of a disadvantage.
Is that because you kidnapped me?
Some lives will always matter more than others.
Jupiter!
Can't stop it. We can't prepare for it.
California dreaming of.
It will be a global event.
I love you, Dad.
Don't you quit on me!
I'll be safe and warm.
Who's the birthday girl?
Brain freeze!
Hang on! Riley, here we come!
Poor, sweet little cow. I'll keep you close. Let go of your fear now. And trust in me.
So what's ahead for digital media? Let's start with Professor John Burton.
One of the new initiatives that we're really excited about here in the digital media program at Drexel is our Extreme High Frame Rate Laboratory. This is some new computers and some new monitor technology that are going to allow us to look at animations at much, much higher frame rates than ever before. We're all used to seeing things at 24 frames per second in movies and 60 or 120 frames per second in games, but we're interested in pushing that even further, up to 240 frames a second. We'll be using our new motion capture studio that's just been upgraded to create high-quality animation data that we're going to visualize here in the Extreme High Frame Rate Lab and take a look at what it does to our storytelling ability, what it does to the quality of our animations when we start using these extremely high frame rates.
As John mentioned, we've just upgraded our motion capture system to an absolutely state-of-the-art Vicon Vantage system. This is the most advanced motion capture system in the country at the moment, and this combined with other technologies like our dome projection system, our motion platform, ensure that our students are learning on the absolute latest technologies. Well, that's what we have from digital media. Thanks for watching, and thanks for participating in the Global Night of Networking. To stay up to date on the latest of what's going on in digital media, animation, visual effects, game design, and interactive digital media, be sure to check out the Westphal College website, the Replay Lab website, the Animation, Capture and Effects Lab website, and Digital Media's home website.